Hello, and welcome to today's instalment of our blog series, Journey to the Manger. Though it seems a while since we actually thought about the Christ child in the crib. For the last few days, we've been looking at the presentation of Jesus in the temple, where he met Simeon, who uttered the blessing which has become known as the Nunc Dimittis. At this point in the story, in Luke's Gospel, he draws attention to the fact that Mary and Joseph marvelled at what Simeon had said. That they were amazed at the old man's reaction to seeing the Messiah seems odd, given his conception and birth. His earthly parents clearly knew there was something very special about the child they held in their arms. Some scholars have thought this may indicate the birth stories had been fabricated, and perhaps Mary and Joseph were indeed unaware of Jesus' divine nature at this point. But this seems unlikely. More likely is the translation of the Greek word for amazement and marvel, thaumazo, possibly mispronounced by me, can also be translated as wonder. Mary and Joseph were filled with wonder and awe, seeing the response of Simeon, the response of the Messiah coming into the world. Can we still have that same wonder and awe? Every year we decorate our trees and exchange gifts. But do we wonder in amazement at the real gift of the Messiah coming into the world? Christmas isn't an easy time for me. My mother slipped into a coma on Christmas Eve and passed away the day after Boxing Day in 2016. It would have been very easy that following Christmas not to go up into the loft and get the decorations down, not to be filled with the Christmas spirit. But do you know what I did that first Christmas on my own? I went out and I bought a new nativity scene. I needed to rediscover the meaning of Christmas for myself, on my own. Soon, as most of you know, my family grew as my cousin moved down from London with her young son. And the awe and wonder of Christmas was rediscovered again. Imagine, if you will, the sight of me a couple of years ago, dressed in my new Frozen 2 pyjamas from my Christmas Eve box, prancing around my living room at 2 a.m. after coming home from midnight communion, creating fake snow and sprinkling it all around the tree and presents, and making Santa footprints from the chimney to the gifts. Biting the end of a carrot, deciding which of my tooth marks looked more like reindeer. George, unbeknownst to me, was recording this magical moment for posterity. Or, as she says, for my 40th birthday party. This was my awe and wonder. Experiencing Christmas for the first time in my adult life through the eyes of a child. Can we get this excited, commemorating the birth of Jesus? Can we imagine the awe that Mary and Joseph felt when he came into the world? Can we understand the joy and wonder that Simeon felt when he saw the baby Jesus? It can be so difficult for us in the modern world, as we know the story so well, and because Christmas has become so commercialised and busy. I've even heard it said, why would the Messiah choose to be born at the busiest time of year? Tongue-in-cheek humour, I'm sure. Yet the wonder and magic of Jesus' birth comes with another side, the promise of hope and change. A challenge to some, often those in power, who like to maintain the status quo. This is particularly true this year, a year that has brought so many changes, some good, some not so good. In my house, for example, we went against tradition completely. Instead of taking down our Christmas decorations on Twelfth Night, 6th of January, Epiphany, we went absolutely nuts and kept them up until Candlemas. If we hadn't been going out every day, my neighbours might have thought something had happened to us. But COVID has made us all think very differently about things, taking the best of what we've learned from this time and moving forward together into a new kind of normal. It's so easy to believe in the Christmas story and who Jesus is, but we must also live it out. As Christians, we can feel so deeply for the world's pains and injustices. Being a person of faith should lead us to not only be compassionate, but also ache with the sense of injustice in the world, to cry with the marginalised and to suffer even with those who are victims. Being a Christian can often lead to a sense of, as Paula Gooder puts it, our soul being pierced, not least because of people's ambivalence, ignorance and disrespect for who Jesus really is. It is the Jesus of the crib and the cross, the promise of hope and of challenge, that creates awe and wonder, both for Mary and Joseph then and for all of us now, if we choose to see it. See you again soon. Bye.